everybody, I'm back with you with a pickups video. This time my pickups came from Whatnot, from my good buddy Silverback Stacker. He's trying his luck over there on Whatnot, and it's kind of fun. You guys are familiar with it. So I was able to pick up some cool poured silver, some of his old stuff, some people's older stuff, YouTube community, and some other cool things that I'm going to share with you. So if you're into that type of stuff, check it out. I'm pretty excited to share some sweet new community silver pieces, like I said, and some older ones. So this first one here is a 1 ounce, as you can see, silverback gorilla SBS, little 1 ounce gorilla head. Very cool. I don't know how old that one is, but I know he poured those years ago, and that's probably from that's when it was from. So if you're not familiar with his COAs, you'll see here he's got some of his information on the back. But Silverback Stacker, you can look him up on YouTube and get his link for his Whatnots there. I think I think it was just a second stream, so he's just getting used to it. And of course, when I went on there, he had lots of things sitting on the table, and of course I'm going to focus on the poured silver aspect of it and try to snag some of those pieces from him. So this was another cool one. This was a sand cast, hand carved out of wax SBS channel bar. And this one happened to be the number one, 29 grams. That was the COA there I was just sharing with you all. So very cool to add that to my not just community collection, but my SBS collection. I had a few pieces before that I've shared back in the day on my channel. So very cool to add that one as well. Like I'm always tell you guys, I'm excited to add cool stuff like this. And here's another sand cast, hand carved SBS. This is a little gorilla channel bar. This one's just under an ounce, but thought it was cool, and he had it sitting there out on the desk. So had to go after him. Definitely had to go after him, and we'll stick on more SBS silver as I grabbed a few things of his. You know, he's been pouring for a few years now, and he makes all sorts of cool things. So I was able to snag some of these little mini gorilla skulls. I did have one in my collection in the past. I know little things like this are kind of a pain in the butt to make. And he had a little lot of 5s, so I definitely had to go after those. Those are fun little pieces to either throw in your little treasure chest on your desk, or just pick them up, shake them around. It's the beauty of poured silver. You can play with it and not really hurt anything. Little cool stuff like this, I love having around. It's just really cool pieces. I need to make some little bits like that. And speaking of little bits, here's one more. And some of you old schoolers out there are going to recognize this little tiger head, as it was hand poured piece by, rest in peace, by Dean Lorman from Tomoko's Enterprise. And Dean was a nice guy, and I have some of his pieces from back in the day, and I never had a chance to get one of these little tiger heads that he made for so many people out there. So thanks, SBS, for parting with one of these. I know you said you have quite a few of them, so I'm happy that you allowed me to snag one from you for my collection. So we're going to keep going with SBS poured silver, and I got a prototype. This one's pretty cool. He hand carved this little triangle stacker, so it's a stacker bar. He did have 3 of them. He had the prototype 1 and 2. I missed out on 1 and 2, but I did get the proto, so I was happy with that. So SBS, you're going to have to make some more of these, bud, so I can have at least 2 of them to stack these together. So go ahead and get on that when you can. I know you got a super busy schedule like the rest of us, but I really think that's a cool piece, and always cool to snag a prototype. Next piece we're going to share is from my good buddy 5678, Vulcan 5678, that is. It's a 2.5 ounce mermaid bar. Did not have one of these. And if you guys ever, and I've told you this before, get a chance to snag any of Vulcan's stuff, grab it, because he really doesn't pour anymore. And he's definitely one of the godfathers of at least our community in poured silver. And to have his stuff in your stack is a very cool thing, in my opinion. So was happy to add that. And then I also was able to add a piece from Mrs. V. So this one was a 1 ounce seahorse. I remember seeing this one back in the day. I never got a chance to grab one. I don't know how many of these she actually made, But very, very cool piece. Little 1-ounce seahorse, little sand cast joint for the collection. Very, very cool. Now this next one I was really excited about. This was from my good buddy Losing Louie from his 15-to-1 Silverworks. Of course, I got Louie pieces in my stack, but I did not have any of his new 15-to-1 Silverworks. And this 5-ounce bar, not only a 5-ounce bar that I enjoy 5-ounce bars, but this is number 1 of 50 from his old school bar here. He calls it the Shamrock Old School Bar. So here we go. I'll share that with you. Pretty sweet. I like the old Eagles. I'm obsessed with Eagles, as you can see in the back. I got Eagle stuff all over my house. Old school vintage Eagle stuff. I love it. So here we got the 5-ounce, 1 out of 50 from 2024. Very, very cool to add this. If I wanted to pick this up from SBS, I definitely would have ended up having him pour me one or try to snag one of his off of eBay. I think he sells these off of eBay. And then off his channel or off his website too. I think it's silvergolddeals.com, I believe is what it is. If I misspoke, Louie, I apologize. But you guys, if you are on YouTube, you probably know who Losing Louie is. He's been around for a while. And this next piece is pretty cool as well. Old school revolver. A lot of people made cool little guns and such back in the day. And this one, you can tell by the anchor there, is from Bernie. Silver to burn with a 999 fine silver stamp right above it. I'm also a revolver freak. Have a nice collection. Love shooting them. I love pouring pistols as well. And this is a cool little old school Bernie piece to add to the collection, man. I just had a lot of cool scoops from SBS. Thank you, SBS, for parting with a lot of those. I totally enjoy that. Now, this next piece and final piece is not hand poured. This is an old school medallion, but it is 999 fine silver, and it's a little over 7 ounces. If you guys are not familiar, it'd be hard to see the text there, and I might even have it upside down. Yeah, I do. It is the Medallic Art Co. from New York. It's 999 fine silver. It has a serialization of 35. I have some smaller pieces, 999, some really cool ones. And these were they made medals in silver pieces long time ago, starting in the early, the mid-century 1900s and so on with their medals. You can look up the New York Medallic Art Co. It's changed hands. I've mentioned it in the videos. I spoke on it in past videos of mine when I've shared pieces. They've changed hands a few times, but man, back in the day, they made a lot of stuff. And with the eagle and the stars, I just thought this was a really sick piece. There with Lady Liberty and such on the back, Freedom America. How can you not love that piece? Over 7 ounces, and I got a hell of a deal on it there on SBS's Whatnot channel, in my opinion. So those were my scoops from my Whatnot. I have some other pickups that I'll be doing a pickup video on as soon as I get some time, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by. What was your favorite piece that I picked up? And again, go check out SBS over on his YouTube channel. He's been more active lately, and of course with the Whatnot. Even if you're not into that, check it out. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.